Good morning to all of you, and once again welcome back to my channel Steam Mechanical. In this video I will be study about different cases by applying the steady flow energy equation in different devices. So first device here I consider nozzle. So let's go to the point of discussion. Nozzle. First we have to know that what is nozzle. Now nozzle is a device which is basically used for increasing the kinetic energy. Okay, to increase the kinetic energy, I mean from pressure energy to velocity, so we are use the nozzle. Okay, so here I draw a diagram of nozzle. Here is the section 1 and the section 2, and this is the center line of the nozzle, and we are assuming this is our datum line, and this Z1 indicates the height of the section 1 with respect to the datum line. Similarly, Z2 indicates the height of the section 2 with respect to the datum line. Now as we know, the steady flow energy equation is H1 plus half of C1 square plus GZ1 plus Q is equal to H2 plus half of C2 square plus GZ2 plus W. As we know, nozzle is such kind of device for which there is no requirement of work, as well as we will not be get any kind of work from nozzle. So this work will be basically get zero because we are not able to get any kind of work from the nozzle. So this W represent the work, so it gets 0. And already here I indicates the wall of the nozzle as a adiabatic wall, means there is no heat interactions from this wall to the surrounding or atmosphere. But one things always remember, whatever I am say here, all are basically assumptions. There is no any restriction that always this wall will be adiabatic. Maybe depends on your question, this wall or through this wall heat may be interact to the atmosphere or surrounding. But here I am assuming if this wall is a adiabatic wall, then this Q will be 0. If this wall is not an adiabatic wall, then Q will be some value. Okay, so you have to put the value, but for this condition Q is equal to 0. Now here this Z1 is equal to Z2. Also here I write it that Z1 is equal to Z2, means the potential energy are same at section 1 as well as section 2. So this GZ1 and GZ2 get cancel out. Okay, now so here this H1 is present, half of C1 square is present, is equal to H2 plus half of C2 square. Okay, so once again I am said that whatever the equation I am getting in case of the nozzle, by assuming these three condition, first one insulated means Q is equal to 0. For nozzle we know that W work is equal to 0, Z1 is equal to Z2, hence the potential energy also same, so they get cancel out. So ultimately we are getting this one. Another condition may be present in your question, that whatever the initial velocity, okay, why we are use the nozzle to increase the velocity. So if we are assume that after increasing the velocity, means the velocity at section 2 is very high as compared to the velocity at section 1, means if the C1 value is very less as compared to C2, this time this C1 value approximately gets equal to 0. This half of C1 square is also equal to 0. This time we will be get H1 is equal to H2 plus half of C2 square. So if you get any question from this nozzle, then first write down the steady flow energy equation, and based on your condition which is given in your question, you can arrange this steady flow energy equation into shorter one, either this one or this one, based on your question. Okay, next one is turbine. So here I draw a typical diagram of turbine. Same things here, the Z1 represent the datum height of the section 1 with respect to the datum line, and similarly Z2 represent the datum height of the section 2 with respect to the datum line. This one is represent the section 1 and this one is represent the section 2. This C1 represent the velocity at section 1, and similarly the C2 represent the velocity at section 2. As we know, in case of the turbine, high pressure thermodynamic system is undergoing, and with a low pressure, or you can say the low energy thermodynamic system is basically coming out from the turbine. So similar condition, first we have to write down the steady flow energy equation. H1 plus half of C1 square plus GZ1 plus Q is equal to H2 plus half of C2 square plus GZ2 plus work done. Now in previous case, means in case of the nozzle, we are assuming this wall is insulated. Here also we are assume that the wall of the turbine is insulated, means this Q get 0. First one. Second one is this Z1 and Z2, this Z1 and Z2 both are equal. That's why we can cancel out this GZ1 and GZ1. Okay. And the next one is work done by the turbine. All of you know that the turbine is a work producing device. So like nozzle, we can't cancel out this work done. Okay, there will be some value of work done, what basically we will be get from the turbine, basically for which we are use the turbine. Okay, now next one, this C1 square and C2 square. Here approximately there is no any reductions in velocity in case of the turbine. So approximately we can assume this C1 equal to C2. That's why this half of C1 square get cancelled out with half of C2 square. Now here basically all the assumption I write it clearly. So first one is the steady flow, next one is the perfectly insulated, and there is no change in kinetic energy and no change in potential energy. Okay, so there is no change in kinetic energy, means this half of C1 square and half of C2 square get cancelled out. No change in potential energy means GZ1 GZ2 cancel out, and there is perfectly insulated, which represent there is the Q is equal to 0. Okay, so I think up to now it is clear. So after cancel out all the terms, you will be get H1 in the left hand side and the right hand side H2. So if I take this H2 in the left hand side, then H1 minus H2 is equal to W of turbine. So these things is basically I write it here, that the W turbine is equal to H1 minus H2. So this is about the turbine. Once again I'm said that there is no any guarantee that the wall is always insulated, maybe few some value of this Q, so you have to assume those values. Maybe there is change in C1 and C2 means velocity in section 1 and section 2, so these times also you have to consider the kinetic energy, or you can say the change in kinetic energy. Similarly in case of the Z1 and Z2 also. So the main concept is just write the steady flow energy equation, and based on your question, whatever the condition is provided in your question, you have to arrange your equation. Is it clear? Okay, so next I want to go to the compressor. Next one is compressor. Already in a video I discussed that compressor is a device where we have to provide work. Okay, so compressor is basically work is negative work. Okay, means we have to supply the work. Since work is done on the system, this one you have to remember, and the whatever the equation you are get from the turbine work is simply H1 minus H2, but in case of the compressor it will be negative work, so H2 minus H1. Or you can remember this one also, that compressor work, they here COM represent the compressor and TUR represent the turbine. So this compressor work is nothing but the negative work of the turbine. Okay, so I think you are got the idea that if you get any question related to the steady flow energy equation, which are basically related to the devices such as nozzle, turbine and compressor, how you can handle them. Okay, so in this video this much only. If you think that the video is helpful for you, then please like my video and share with your friends. Also subscribe my channel. Thank you.